a very, very good morning, and I'm happy to be here. My name is Baby Dapa, and Alex is still seated here, and I just met Cassandra outside there. Mohont is saying, Vivia Koso. Vivia Koso.
Ladies and gentlemen, Baby Dapa, any new name? Fun.
Oh, much into the share. It's outside there. It's hardened outside there.
Fun.
You know,
so.
It's good living. Only me. I'm the only person who is living good.
Wow.
In the country.
In this crisis.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so it's official. Baby says she's the only person who's living good in the country. Won't you counter that? Erishe, counter that. Send a message. Baby, yeah, if you say no, only you. I lie. Rocky Dawuni is in the building, baby.
Yeah, Rocky is here. Same time, I'm very happy that Rocky is here. And 65th.
Yeah.
65th Grammy Awards. And yet again, we're so proud that, Rocky is, nominated for that. And his new one out, Never Bow Down. That's featuring Black Hero.
Yes.
That's amazing. It's a good record. And we know that as time, I don't know how he does it, but he keeps on bringing the good stuff. That's everybody. When I say everybody, I mean, everybody loves.
I know how he does it.
Oh, you do? Tell me about it.
All types of trees. The ambience, the surroundings.
So it's nature,
Everything. So you surrounded by inspiration, like nature. Into why won't you always bring his great music? Like congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. For me, it's as a Ghanaian who grew up here, I really appreciate, our country, our country's role whenever you look at, the liberation of Africa. So as a Ghanaian, we have a mandate to always blaze new paths, all of us, in everything that we do. But if we accept it and we work at it, I believe that the universe conspires to make us successful. And even you can see when it comes to democracy, all of that, sounds, new sounds, high life music, inspiring global sounds, So my story and my creativity, whenever I work on everything, I put in my best. And I also see it also as something that I'm always brave enough to push boundaries without fear. Wow. I don't try to do something to conform to the trends that everybody is doing. I just follow my heart, and I'm creative, and I utilize whatever inspirations that I find within my country and express it in the best of my way and speak my truth musically. And I think that there is a certain aspect of truth that is contagious. If you express your own truth, other people feel their own truth.
So and in doing so,
and then in doing so, you see that people resonate with it. And I feel that that's what has permeated my music. Everybody tries to think that there's some magic bullet. There's some, people are saying, oh, how do you do it? Can you tell us a secret? I'm like, I've been talking about this on TV and radio for how long? About what I do.
So I just show you.
Yeah. And people are still coming up to me. It's almost like you have to listen to what I say and take what I say, because I'm like an open book. I give freely just because I come from a place that has given me freely when it comes to inspiration. And I've always seen what I do, not for myself, but also as a means to advance our industry, open new doors for the up and coming. And, in doing so too, expand the reach of Ghana and its impact around the world. Yeah.
Let me ask this. I think a seated person in the Grammy, whole board was visited Ghana recently and explained some things that goes on, concerning the Grammy and everything. Until recently, most people thought that it was on a certain level as the other awards, but it's a board that sits down, a board of real thinkers and musicians, and whoever it is sits down,
voting members,
academy, exactly, sits down, and then they listen to the music, they vet it, they do all of that, then they vote on it. So I'm saying this to ask about the way you write your music and what inspires you and what you relate to.
Yeah.
And I want to think that most musicians in the country say the same thing about this inspired me, this is how I feel, this is what I've been through. They also tell their own story, in some kind of way. So I'm thinking that theirs also is relating to some group of people. So what is that thing that is become just a bridge between
You see,
them?
the thing is that when you all sound the same, it's very hard for anybody to pick favorites out of it.
Okay.
You see, when you look at the Africa sound, we had High Life was one of the primary first sounds to go international through Nana Pedu and all the work that we're doing. And then subsequently, it became, even prior to Nana Pedu, you had the Ramblers, independence time. It became popular within West Africa, Sukus and all of that kind of stuff. Then the Congolese sound became global.
Yeah.
Very, very popular all around the world, all the way to like the Papa Wembas and all of that. So the trajectory was in that part, and then the Malian sound, Ali Faka Toure,
Also
all of
emerged.
that sound too became popular around the world. This is stuff that we have not been paying attention to. And then when it came to the modern sound too, we literally, let's say even the music of Fela. Fela's sound was a combination of high life music, jazz, and funk. So he spent a lot of time in Ghana. He was inspired by Ghanaian music, and then he fused an international style, which was funk, with jazz, which was his thing because he was a jazz musician. And then he created a sound that was global yet different from the normal thing that was being played here. And then it started resonating around the world because the world is bigger than your own country. So if you want to expand it, you have to have an outlook that can resonate not only with what your people and your cheerleaders are vibing to, but it has to be able to transcend to other places for other people.
So the music for the world.
The music that is inspired locally, but with an outlook that can be appreciated worldwide.
Okay.
You see, so the thing is that I feel that right now Afrobeats is like becoming popular all around, but everybody's sounding like that. You see, so if you have 100 musicians coming from the continent and they're all sounding like that, it's only the ones that have the strongest promotional and visibility that are going to be able to be filtered from that. So if the eye is on Africa, why don't we start innovating more sounds? Because the eye is on Africa, not on Afrobeats. You see, so this is the time for, and for me too, you see, when you look critically, we have the best ecosystem of creatives. Many sounds and many innovations that have become globally accepted from the continent have all had its incubation here in Ghana. You see, the thing is that greatness, when it's upon you and you don't accept it, other people will take your greatness and rebrand it. And here we are with some of the best producers here, some of the best musicians here. The only thing that we need to do is that we have to have a Ghana sound. If even it's a modern sound, we have a Ghana. We did it close to the combination when Azonto came. Azonto was a combination of high life music, a bit of hip life, and then also a little bit of sukus, but it had a global sound. But immediately Azonto came, our brothers in other countries saw it and rebranded it. Azonto is literally, Afrobeats is literally Azonto 2.0.
Yeah.
But we did not brand it and we did not push it in a way and accept it. And then granted that it became a sound that is global right now and it's called Afrobeats. It's a good thing for all of Africa because it has pushed African sound. But we have to, if you listen, the thing is that I don't follow trends. I have my own trend. I follow my path. I create music that is inspired by here. I work with producers here. I'm inspired by, I work with producers from outside. I write with people. I'm inspired by musicians here. I meet all the young musicians. I hang out with them and I lower myself to as their fans. It doesn't matter how many.
Don't you think that your songs and your videos are curiosity?
Yes,
Because I find your you know, Rocky's song and his songs and his video, I always remember that video that you were in the ring. I always remember that
the African
one.
Thriller.
Yes, the African Thriller.
Yeah.
I always remember that. It never leaves my head.
Yes.
Because it's a curiosity.
Yes.
So, and then the one you shot up the nose, you know.
Yes.
It's what I think that is not only relatable to certain people, but when it crosses over.
Yes.
It's a curiosity.
Because
so
the thing is that you turn on social media, you know, we are being pummeled by imagery and information that is not African culture. You know, our women are being shown on social media sexualized. You know, the only thing that trends, if an African puts on something that is smart and informative, the algorithms of the social media that is programmed by people from America, China, and all of that, they will diminish that amount, and then only trend the things that are showing our women showing their breasts, our women like shaking their butts, all of these things that diminish us and commodifies us are what is being trended. And then we are also following that trend. So it's changing our mindsets. People are targeting us and changing just because we don't control the ecosystem of the digital world, of the algorithm. We are not the ones writing them. It's being written by young kids in other places who have an agenda. So the song Never Bow Down is about waking up and knowing that right now a false god, a false idol does not only come in terms of what you've been taught, that is something that is there. And usually even the idea of idols, even they tell us our culture is wrong. So that means that we are even defeating ourselves. You know, we are not elevating our identity. You know, we are elevating and we are looking online every time you
for
see
an identity.
for an identity. Every time you see, you know, we are their gold chains, cars. How can a car that spoils be wealth? A car is not wealth, but they will tell you that when you are driving a nice car and you buy the next Ferrari and that kind of stuff, that is wealth. So you sell your land that can feed 1,000 generations for something that the next, once they upgrade it the next time, that thing is old and has lot value. But then that's what we are attaching value to it. While we should attach value to education, attach value to our young people, because right now our young people are our strongest asset. But our young people are also being targeted by other people because they want to turn our young people into consumers. They are not interested in our young people taking control of Africa and our resources and utilizing that as a journey forward to empower our people and generation. They are interested for us to still be consumers, and they will bring the product and we only consume. So social media and everything is starting to program that generation to not appreciate what is theirs. The only thing that they think is anytime somebody drives some fast cars or some nice, it builds some house or something fancy, that's what they are tweeting about. Oh, this guy flashes car, this guy flashes money. Mundane, topical things that are not wealth. Your wealth is your water bodies.
Yes.
The water that is going to be, you're going to drink and be healthy. Mundane is owning your own land. Now you see all our lands, all our things, assets that are going to be used by generation are being sold to foreign interests. Even our ports, the entry point, foreign interests control it and all of that kind of stuff. You tell me that who has ever sold his sovereignty and has been a free person in their own country?
Never.
It's not freedom.
Never. It's never. So that's why the song Never Bow Down is to tell the youth not to bow down these false idols that are being piped through media, that are being put on imagery. Sometimes even when you watch TV, there's more foreign images. I see more like Indian, what's it called, telenovelas, all of those kind of things. I don't have any problem with them. But where are the African movies and the things that our creatives are doing? Why is it not being pushed forward? Our fashion people, look, I'm wearing a Ghanaian designer. When I was nominated for a Grammy on the thing, it was a Ghanaian designers that I wear. They look contemporary. Everywhere I go, people even who are wearing Givenchy, all of those brand names, they'll come up to me and like, what brand is that? And I'll just tell them Ghanaian. You know, because if you show it and all of that, it shows. Can you imagine even our leadership? You know, this is something that I'm putting right up to our leadership and all the members of parliament. I think it should be mandated that you can't wear a suit into our parliament. You know, our parliament should be a place to reflect
You feel
our
that
culture.
this is like the time to push that message
To push
out there?
that message.
Okay.
Our high court shouldn't be a place where we are wearing, you know, it should be a representation of our culture. This is why I'm saying this. If we do that, it will all of a sudden start all the people who are making the kentes, all the people who are making the batakaris, all the people who are making all the traditional, the demand will shift. People will start focusing on that and buying that. And all of a sudden, we are talking of getting out of economic problems.
So
but
have
our
to-
attitudes
So-
and what we do is not to spur local. If you don't spur local innovation, you can never get out of your economic
So
system.
you're talking about our clothing,
Our clothing,
our food.
our
So
food.
we have to domesticate.
Domesticate, and I'm challenging our leadership, and this is not in a negative way. This is not saying, oh, you are doing something wrong. This is a positive thing for all of us, that, you know, our systems, even I'll say even our police. What if our Ghana police, their outfit are
That's a great idea.
have kente and all of that kind of. I mean, don't you think a whole lot of other people will even travel to Ghana to come and take photos with Ghanaian
That's
police?
a great idea.
You see, so let's do that, because you do that, Bonjour all of a sudden will become one of the most highest earning places. The bulgar baskets. Now we're talking about plastics all around. Can you imagine if right now we put a stop? First of all, plastic is polluting our water. The plastic is getting into our drinking water because it melts into the drinking water. It comes and we are drinking that, and it's causing cancer and all of that. We don't know it. Secondly, it's breaking into the soil. The microplastics are in everything, but you can't even see it with your eyes. The fish are eating it, and we are taking the fish and
it's
eating.
recycling.
So when you throw in plastic into the gutter, you are eating the plastic, but you don't know it. You pour agriculture, you pour chemicals on the ground to clear the land, and you get yield. But in the long run, that chemical poison you pour on the ground
Goes into the
goes
soil.
into your water. It comes, though your water, you fetch it, it looks clean. It's not clean. Because it looks clean, clear does not mean it's clean. You know, and we are drinking that. So all of these things are poisoning us one way or the other without our knowledge. But if we want to get out of this rut, that we are economic rut, that means there has to be a change. We can't go
total shift.
still keep doing the same thing all over.
expect the
Every time the
same
solution,
results.
okay, IMF loan, okay, a loan from this, and then we come in and we celebrate it. How can we celebrate going to another person and being on our knees and that kind of stuff? That's not celebration, you know? So we have to retool everything, and this is something that we as Ghanaians, we all have to do that, because God has given us so much. There's a saying in the Bible that in the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. In the abundance of resources, in the abundance of gifts. I mean, we have land that if you put seed in there and you turn and go and come, the seed grows.
I can't wait for the volume 2. Because it's a whole, you see, you listen to music, and most of the time you find out, oh, this is just music, and you listen to music and it's a lecture. You listen to music and it's an awakening. You listen to music and, you know, it's time for you to learn so much and, you know, emancipate yourself, Abi.
Yes.
So you did. So the album is out.
It's actually a single.
A single.
So this single is actually the first song from an album that's
From an
coming out
album.
next year.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I went way
So
ahead because I cannot.
When
The
next
great-
year? When next year?
Probably the later part of it. But the great thing is that we put the first single out.
Later part of next year.
Yeah, no, we put the first single out for an album that is going to come out next year. And then the song gets nominated for global performance.
Oh, okay.
So it's a good setup for the album.
Wow.
And,
Apo, where you find?
yeah.
Apo,
you know.
Upon you're fine.
Yeah.
At least you gave one out.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
So
yes.
there's a new single out, and Never Bow Down is featuring Black Hero.
Yeah.
And I love the whole video right from the studio. You know, they literally let you know sadia na you know. Say na no. And you say be a free ha say near they be see ha near they be see ya but say and I no sha yeah, nika bebre. The single is out. If you're wondering, oh, Rocky's doing so well the third time. What is this Grammy thing? What is this Grammy thing? Sometimes you don't need people to talk to you about something. You just need to watch and listen. So let's watch and listen.
Woo! Metiana committee, I mean, congratulations on your nomination.
Thank you very much.
I mean, for the past, you've led the way.
Thank you very much.
And I believe that this message, I mean, you sitting here today, what you've spoken about will really go a long way, not to just help us, but to get us to sit and think and say, listen, Rocky's saying something. We need to really listen and follow the part that you're on. Congratulations.
Thank you very
well
much.
done.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
And then the thing is that, I also have a disclaimer that, Grammy is not the be all and end all of a music career.
Wow.
So your career shouldn't be focused on winning awards. You
it's
see,
like the epitome, like
yeah. Awards are only kind of a peripheral thing that kind of help you magnify and reward you for certain excellence, but it doesn't determine what your path is. So you have to see this as a gift and work and innovate and build. And then, because many even of the great legends of music never really got even Grammy nominations and all of that.
But their music,
has been transcended and all, for generations and all of that. So, the thing is that although it's something that I've been nominated for a third time, it's not, it's not something that, for me, it defines who I am.
Okay.
What defines who I am is the music I play, is the message that I carry through my music, and also my intentions too, that the music has not only to entertain, it has to also inspire and change mindsets, and it should be the tide that lifts all boats. So we have to all, that sense of patriotism, that sense of belongingness, that sense of being Ghanaian and African, we need to bring that to the fore. Because if we don't love our country enough, then every sacrifice we do is going to be a very individualistic, selfish approach to things. And I feel that right now we are seeing the cost of that, because everybody is kind of for themselves when you look critically at what is going on. And we need to reiterate the spirit of Ghana, the spirit of belonging, the spirit of selfless service to our country, and the spirit of also supporting and inspiring our leaders to do what is right, and also speaking truth to power, because the idea of democracy is that we all are in it together.
Yeah.
Different voices, everybody has a role. So it's not one person. So we all don't have to fold our hand and say, oh, this person is there now, we are watching them to fail, and then we come and take over, and then we do that. No.
Also
we all have to work to make the country, and no, we shouldn't be waiting for some right time for us to do. Everybody should be focusing on, farming, how the individual can also make themselves better.
Okay.
And work to brighten the corner that they are. I think that people only join a moving bus.
All right.
So
Thank
we all
you
have
very
to
much.
We all have to work towards that. God bless us all.
Yeah, I'm 5. Akasa Papa. All right.